Talking Knowledge podcast, Talking Knowledge live with Galpin and Drew. Thank you very much. We're going to be talking about something out of this goddamn world.
Yeah, so what if I told you, right?
What if he told you?
There's a place that's literally out of this world.
Out of it.
A place that's full of beauty, wonder, mystery, even terror.
Terror with mystery and wonder. I just said it backwards. I don't know why.
Beauty, wonder, mystery, terror.
All the above. Go ahead.
That's but yet it's still not out of our sight, and that is the planet Saturn.
Saturn. Something beautiful,
mysterious, wonderful,
far out, and I'm not talking about my mind. All right. Oh.
Hold on.
I did the first move. Whoa.
All right, we're gonna be playing chess too.
Yeah, we break open with chess, man. That's how we're gonna start from now on. What's up? How's it going? Whoever joined us, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We're gonna be talking about Saturn. We kind of already did the intro, but we just did it especially just for you because I saw that you came on. So thank you. So far out, beautiful, and out of this world. So Drew, kick it off.
All right, so.
Well, I do want to say we're gonna branch into mythology as well.
Yes, we gotta
So
get
we're
into
doing
that.
both.
We can't talk about the planet without
history of why it's named that way and all that stuff. Yeah, I agree.
Are we connected?
We connected. Oh, I think I'm connected, bro.
Yeah, it's not really.
I wish you could tell me the people who are here. If you're here, like the video. Thank you to the two people who are here. We appreciate your time. We're going to be talking about Saturn and Greek mythology.
Not just Greek mythology, but also Saturn runs into Roman mythology as well.
So a little bit of both. Okay. No, just reset it. Reset it. There we go.
Bear with us. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Thank you for the like. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. So I mean, trying to play chess sideways because, you know, this is the best angle for you guys, but not quite for us, I guess. So hit that like. Yeah, right, yes, it works for me. Yeah. But also, we're going to be talking about Saturn. Greek mythology runs into Roman mythology as well. Drew is very knowledgeable in these topics. He's going to be diving deep into it, and I'm going to be dissecting it with him. So it's going to be wonderful. He's got something laid out too, and this is going to be a fun. I think it's going to be our best one yet, for sure. So sometimes we kind of branch off from the chess and we go into that. We go back into, we do a lot. So, please hit the like button and comment below. We're reading it. Hello to Alvin. What's up, Alvin? How's it going, man?
Got any chipmunks with you?
Got any chipmunks? Hit that like button, man. We really appreciate it, man. We're gonna be getting into Saturn.
Yeah.
Let's jump in.
All right. So, as y'all probably know, Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun. It's in between planet Jupiter and planet Neptune. No, Uranus. And it's actually the second largest planet after Jupiter. And Saturn is typically famous for its rings. It's a beautiful ring system, right? There's the main rings, like the main ring system is named after letters. So there's the A ring, B ring, C, D, E. Yeah, it's not all too creative, but it worked out, right? And the thing about the rings, right? So I guess we can start talking about get into the rings a little bit.
Greetings from Brazil. How are you doing? Hey, how's it going? Shout out Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad, Tobago, shout out. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you guys. Please hit that like button, guys. My name's Calkin. This is Drew. We are just talking about Saturn. He gets deep into it. I dissect it with him. We ask, questions, and we play chess in between. If you guys want to ask questions of your own, please keep it respectful. Hit the comments. We definitely interact as well.
So,
so wait, the lines. Say that again. The lines of what?
So the rings are, there's an A ring, B ring, C ring, D ring, an E ring.
So they're just letters.
Letters, yeah.
And there's not one ring. There's multiple.
There's multiple rings, yeah. And you can see, like, in the rings, like pictures of Saturn, that there's these little spaces in between the rings.
Right.
Little gaps in between them.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because Saturn has what's called shepherd moons, right? They're not like full on major moons, but they're satellites that orbit around Saturn and clear the path around them.
Why do you think that it's not like? Do you think that there's some energy of some sort that's keeping other objects away from the moon to give it that big gap?
Well,
because it's clearly visible if you have a whole asteroid, a planet, and then a whole bunch of asteroids around it, right? Because that's what the ring is, asteroids. But then you're saying there's a gap, and there's a moon, What you think there's like a energy there?
So the mass of the moon, right? Those satellites have their own gravity, and that gravity kind of clears the path, right? So if you zoom in, like there's the pictures of Saturn's rings that were taken by the Cassini probe, which we'll get into
the Cassini.
Yeah, we'll get into the missions to Saturn as well. But pictures reveal that the rings aren't necessarily uniform. They're not really neat. Sometimes just curves. And
your guys' topic is about astrology. No, not really, brother. We hit everything, bro. This is I think a fourth session. We've done. Let's recap on the videos we've done, right? We have some people here, please. So we talked about chess, the creation of chess, how it came from the Empire, Gupta in the 600 AD. We talked about a little bit about mythology. More on another occasion, we talked about the floods. We talked about Gilgamesh. We talked about rat experiments and stuff like that. We are kind of all over the place. If you want a specific topic, man, shout it out. We would love to dissect it with you, man. Hit that subscribe button, and we go live every week.
Open to suggestions.
Absolutely are. So thank you guys so much for the likes. We really appreciate you.
So it's your move.
Okay. Hey, my bad. Like I said, we're all over.
Right. So the rings, right? Right. So they're not really uniform. They're not in neat, like, spherical or elliptical paths, right? There's little gaps, there's little curves in those rings because of the shepherd moons.
Right. You're saying that the gap itself, it's like this. The moon's there.
But the ring isn't just like.
Oh, it's not like this.
No, it's not. It's not like that. But like
it's not. Okay.
There's like little.
It's not like this. It's not cleared out in a moon there, but there's like a moon probably there, back and forth, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a perfect line. I get
it. And these rings are made of rock and ice, right? And the rings they have a thickness of between 10 meters and 100 meters thick. Right, so the rings kind of vary in thickness.
Right.
But they're really not. They're about the size of like a apartment building or a skyscraper.
The ring?
Yeah, the ring itself.
Thick.
Yeah, thick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, because Saturn is huge. Right. It's the second largest planet.
That's pretty cool. I know that. Okay, thank you, bros. No, thank you, brother. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We really appreciate your time, brother. And shout out the topic. We'll get to that one next for sure.
So what's also interesting, right? So the maximum distance of like the most outer ring layer to the planet is 273,000 kilometers.
Say it again. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I have to hear something twice. One more time.
So the distance from the most outer ring to Saturn, to the planet, right? So from one end of the ring to the other end.
Okay, so how many rings are there?
There is about 5 major.
So it's like Saturn, like that, more or less.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah, there's other rings too, but there's like 5 like major ones. Like there's different.
I thought there was only one ring in Saturn. I thought it was just one big ring.
No.
So they're like one's here, one's here, one's here.
Well, they're all like uniform. Like they're all level on the same plane.
So then it's considered one ring, no?
It's not because they're separated. It's because of the shepherd moons.
Okay.
And that's so 273,000 miles, called kilometers, right? That is smaller than the distance between the Earth and the Moon.
Okay.
And what's also interesting about that, let's just add this little fact in there too. You could fit all the planets next to each other within that space between the Earth and the Moon. Right. So the rings, so the maximum distance of those rings is slightly smaller than the distance between the Earth and the Moon. So you could fit almost, have that.
Right.
Fit all the planets almost in between the maximum of those rings, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
That's how large Saturn is. Wow.
He says, I think those rings are like meteor debris with certain mass to it that, I'm sorry, I can't see that very well, that confines to the gravity pull. Different rings have different mass.
Of course, yeah. There's different layers, right? They're rock and ice particles. Anywhere between the size of a house to a grain of sand.
The debris in it.
The debris. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. From a grain of sand to a house.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's.
You know what's funny? I mean, we all have seen those shows that, like, they probably had it in Rick and Morty. I probably saw it. That they're going through an asteroid, they're going through a ring or something like that. It's just crazy. Imagine one day we get there and going through something like that. It would be crazy. I don't know. My mind just goes there.
So some rings are easier to travel through than others. Some are more tightly packed.
And they're not. Are they moving?
Yeah, they're moving.
They're moving.
Yeah, everything is moving.
Everything is moving.
Everything is moving. Saturn's moving.
Nothing sits still.
Yeah. So a day on Saturn actually, so things are moving, right? So a day on Saturn is 10.7 hours.
Because this moves fast. Makes sense. Right.
But it's year. So a year of Saturn, right? So the time it takes for Saturn to orbit the sun is 29 and a half years.
Really?
Really. So where'd you go? Okay.
Like our moon is part of the Earth. What do you mean? Explain that a little bit. Like the rings. Oh, I see what you're saying. I think Saturn's rings are like what the moon is to Earth.
Yeah. So
good correlation. I like that.
Yeah. So
I like that. And it's crazy how I understood that because you didn't really type that the best way. But
so it's theorized that these rings were created by smaller moons that were pulled apart by Saturn's gravity. And it's also estimated that these rings are only about 100 million years old.
So you think the rings were created?
Yeah.
By a force that happened, like something happened and then it created the rings.
Yeah. So a moon.
But I got a question. The amount of objects that are in the rings. Imagine if it wasn't tied up there. It'd be out in space. Don't you think we would like? And I mean, for the 100 how many million years you're saying that the rings were there? Within that time, if it wasn't there, we would have got hit by then.
Well, there's also Jupiter too. That debris also has to go past Jupiter also.
Yeah.
Depending on the orbit, of course, but if Jupiter is within the path of that debris, then Jupiter is.
I'm confused on how the asteroids, like, I know I'm probably gonna sound dumb, I don't care, but like There's no gravity out there, right?
Well, there's objects, there's bodies, there's mass.
There's
out there.
force.
Yeah.
There's still force. There's still energy. Right.
So if something has mass, it has gravity.
It has its own. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So a planet does have gravity. It just doesn't have as much gravity as we do.
So
Does it matter?
Saturn's gravity is stronger than ours. Because it's large. It has more mass.
Right. Right. Okay.
But when it comes, so another interesting thing about
That. Okay. That makes sense.
another interesting thing about Saturn, right? Density-wise, it's less dense than water.
Okay, this is not making any sense.
So no, check. So
this is not making any sense. You see this though? This is crazy. This is crazy.
They've calculated that the density of Saturn, because it's a gaseous planet.
Okay,
it's not
so
solid.
Can you explain density, bro?
So density is how packed the molecule, the atoms are in an object.
So it's kind of hollow at that point. You're just going to do something hollow.
It doesn't have a surface. It's a gaseous planet. There is no solid surface.
Oh.
It's with gas. Right. And so because of that, in Saturn's case, right, not Jupiter's case or the other gas giants like Neptune or Uranus, Saturn has a density of 0.68 grams per cubic meter.
Why does he know this? He said correct.
Correct, right?
Why does he know this? I don't know, man.
So
he likes to read, man, and I love it. I love it.
Theoretically, right, if you were to get an ocean or a bathtub, right, get a cosmic bathtub big enough, Saturn would float.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
the density of water is 1.0.
So it's lighter than water.
Yeah, it's less dense than water. Yeah,
lighter than water.
It's less dense.
That's what you're explaining. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I wasn't really paying attention back then in school, I guess. Yeah. Thank you so much for the 6 likes, guys. We really do appreciate you guys.
There's also, I'm not sure. We'll get into the moons later, and we'll see if the name comes back to me. But there is a moon of Saturn that's also less dense than water. That could also float. Theoretically.
There's a moon.
Yeah.
So how come? All right, and these questions are, I know they're kind of beyond probably our understanding sometimes, the ones I have right now, but I'm still gonna ask them. How the fuck is this possible? Like what? Like so the lighter something a light planet is, the more gravity it has.
So not so much. So density is different from mass. It's how packed.
Okay, right. That's what I'm saying. Okay, but right, because you're saying that Saturn has a lot of mass.
Yes, that's a lot of mass, but
that doesn't make sense,
bro. Because it's not solid.
Right, it's a gas.
Solid. It's gas.
So it can't really float either. Then, if it's a gas, it can't float. Gas don't float. That just rises.
It rises. So it rises above the water, or right on the surface.
We should get you know what, man? I gotta get one of those buzzer things that goes right. For real, man. Yeah, that's fire.
Get one of those buttons.
Perfect. Right on cue. Right.
So that's because of
bingo.
It's composition, right? It's atmosphere. It's mostly entirely, if not entirely, atmosphere. Right.
So you couldn't, like you said, you can't land. Something can't land there.
You couldn't land on it. No, you would just go through it. Well, on the outside, right? So there's layers, right? Because how the gases form, right? So each gas has its own mass and density.
What kind of gases?
So it's mostly hydrogen, like 90% hydrogen, like 3% helium, and 1% of other gaseous materials.
Dude, so like imagine if we can build a pipeline to that goddamn planet.
Well, so
I'm sure they're thinking about it.
So that being said, right? So hydrogen and helium is what primarily makes up Saturn. Those same elements is the same materials the sun is composed of. Because stars burn hydrogen.
Right.
And when you fuse hydrogen together, it creates helium. Right. But it didn't have enough mass, right?
We have helium pockets underneath us in Earth. Like, I'm pretty sure there's only one place, as a matter of fact. Are you guys have some kind of educational background? Just asking with respect. You guys know a lot. I do not. I dropped out of school. Well, I didn't have the luxury of really finishing school. I had situations happening in my life. Drew is well educated, self-educated.
So you dropped out of school, I dropped out of college.
Right, but
I'll put it that way.
But we love to learn and we love to talk knowledge. Hence the name Talking Knowledge Live. Calvin. I'm Calvin. That's his true.
I also want to make the point too. Just because you go to school, go to university, doesn't mean
that you're educated.
Doesn't mean that you're
right,
educated.
Right. Because I've seen a lot of uneducated
like
folks.
It doesn't matter necessarily what letters you have at the end of your name.
Right.
Are you able to
implement, take action?
Yeah.
And personally, I have, we both have story. Love that. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And we both have a story to us. We both have a crazy story to us that guided us to where we are today. Maybe one day we'll do a topic on that. But for today, that's a sad. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on it. You know what I mean? Appreciate that.
So the outermost layer of Saturn, is ammonium hydrosulfide. Ammonium hydrosulfide.
I'm sorry. I started reading something he said. Go ahead.
Ammonium hydrosulfide.
What about it?
All right, so that is what gives Saturn its yellowish appearance.
That
outer layer of
gas.
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
What keeps it looking round? There has to be some kind of pressure that's forming.
Well, when you have that much mass, you're able to sphere yourself out. You're able to round yourself.
Right. So that, for instance, would be a perfect sphere.
Because not necessarily a perfect sphere, right? So
because some gases would.
Right. So it fluctuates, right? So the same thing with
mountains here.
With Earth, right?
Oh, low battery. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Go ahead. Continue.
Right, so with Earth, right? Earth is not a perfect sphere. Earth is what's called an oblate spheroid, right? Because it is kind of squished at the poles.
Man.
And it bulges at the equator. Right, so it's not a perfect sphere.
Dude, hold on, man. I'm trying to charge this. So, guys, we're gonna have to go sideways. I'm sorry. We're trying to charge this. Phone's dying, and we don't want to cut it, so we're gonna have to go sideways. I can't. It's in the way of the mount. The mount that I have it on. I gotta buy a new mount. I'm sorry, guys. Where's my charger? Oh yeah.
So, and as you get deeper in, so that outermost layer of Saturn.
Oh, it's locked on. Oh, I can't have it like this. Oh my god, this is so annoying. This is so annoying.
We're having some
technical difficulties, guys. We're gonna have a little slant to us. That's all. But we're back to it. Little technical difficulties. We're charging. No, wait, we're not. Charging. What's going on here? This goddamn charger's not working. God,
give us a moment while we figure out our technical difficulties. But
there's no way. Dude, this thing is dying. What the fudge? There's no way. Guys, bear with us, please. I do apologize. Keep talking, brother. Keep talking.
All right. So that outermost layer of the atmosphere that's visible to us has a acceleration due to gravity about 10 meters per second. All right, and which is slightly higher than Earth's. Right, Earth's is 9.81 meters per second. When something falls, it's falling at 9.81 meters per second.
This is not charging. I don't know what's going on with this phone. It does not want to charge, ladies and gentlemen. Man.
And the deeper you go into Saturn, the pressure increases, right? So you have that outer layer of ammonia gas, right? And then you go in further, and then you get into the hydrosulfide, and then you get further down, right? And there's this layer of liquid hydrogen, right? So the pressure is so great, right? Hydrogen is usually a gas, right? But at this layer of the atmosphere, it's a liquid, right? So there's this ocean of hydrogen, and then you go even further. The pressure is so immense towards like the center of Saturn that hydrogen starts behaving like a metal, right? And so at the very most inner layer of Saturn is metallic hydrogen. So my co-host is going to tend to our technical difficulties while he has the time. I see a comment I can't see from. I think the center has gases with a heavy density ratio, like the Earth's and corresponding to the spin material to the surface. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But this metallic hydrogen is sort of like the core of Saturn, right? And all this is still, theoretical, of course, because we haven't been able to actually penetrate the atmosphere of Saturn, right? Let alone have anything able to withstand the pressure within it. And what's also interesting is that Saturn radiates twice as much heat as it does receive from the sun. So within Saturn, it's generating a lot of energy, a lot of heat from within the planet. Absolutely, positively, and just to get a sense of scale of the size of Saturn, right? Saturn, the equatorial diameter of Saturn is 120,536 kilometers, right? Or 74,898 miles. And so that's about the size of 9.5 Earths. So almost 10 Earths, diameter wise, makes up the distance, right? The equatorial distance. And when we speak of mass, Saturn has 95 times the amount of mass as Earth. So Saturn could fit 764 Earths within it. That's a lot of Earth. What don't you say, Carlos?
Yeah. I'm sorry, you're going to start from the top. I just got back. Thank you guys so much for absolutely. I think central of Saturn has gases with a heavy density ratio. Like Earth has an iron core. So I believe that the spin of the planet, the lighter material goes to the surface.
Yeah, that would make sense. Right, so I was talking about outermost layer of ammonium, ammonia ice crystals, water vapor, and then you get further, then you get hydrosulfide, right? And then you get into where the pressure increases, and then you get this ocean, right, of hydrogen, right? The pressure is so great, there's hydrogen behaves as a liquid. And then when you get towards the center of Saturn, you could say the core is made of metallic hydrogen, right? The pressure is so great, hydrogen, which is a gas, behaves like a metal.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, I'm not really. Keep talking to people. I'm trying to figure out the charger. I still haven't figured one out.
So what's also interesting, right? I find very kind of right? So when the solar system were being first formed, and the sun lit itself up, right?
We might have to cut this early. I have to go buy a charger, guys.
How much juice we got left?
We got 15%, ladies and gentlemen. Like our son. Absolutely like our son.
Yeah.
Trying here. Running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Hold on, I got a couple more.
So the first planet, right? They theorize that Jupiter was the first planet to be formed, right? Because it's most massive, as it's the largest planet. And our solar system is actually kind of rare when you look at the structure of the solar system, right? You have the inner rocky planets, and then you have the larger gaseous planets, right? So in other solar systems that we have observed, that isn't necessarily a common occurrence. So either the planets are uniform, they're usually the same size.
Yes.
His yeses.
Two yeses. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I got two great news. I got a charger, that's one, and my car hasn't been working, right? I went out there and tried to start it. It fucking started! Let's go! God is gone. Let's go. Sorry, on time.
All right. So when we look at these other solar systems, it's not, our solar system is a rarity, right? You have like super giant Jupiter planets, gaseous planets that orbit.
I don't think it's charging though.
That orbit really close to their parent star. So
no, it's not charging. What is going on?
So what typically happens is when Jupiter was formed,
there's a light right there.
The sun's gravity started to pull Jupiter into the inner solar system, right? So that's usually what happens in these other solar systems that we have observed, right? As to why there aren't so many terrestrial rocky planets within closer to the sun, right? And so Jupiter was on its way towards the inner solar system, right? But then Saturn, the second largest planet, we theorize to be the second planet that was able to form, pulled onto Jupiter back towards the outer solar system so that it wouldn't go further, right?
Wow, like what made it do that?
The sun. Right. So Saturn's gravity started pulling back Jupiter towards its position of orbit. Now, currently, right?
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We have a problem. This phone's not charging no longer. I'm trying to see why. Golly, man. Darn. I don't know what to do. And these chargers are working. I know they work. It's the phone. So listen, I'm going to let's stop it because we usually go to 12 o'clock. Please hit subscribe. I'm gonna try to figure this out real quick. Before we guys, we only have 10% left. So we do apologize. But please hit subscribe because we had a lot more coming and we're definitely gonna figure out before the end of the night. If not, I'm gonna use my other phone and we're gonna get right back to it. So please hit subscribe, guys. We will be right back. Thank you so much for your patience.
When we get back on live, we have so much more to talk about. We're only just getting started.
For sure. So please come back. Hit subscribe, guys.